So now the problem is in the form limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta. So x is tending to 0. In the place of x, if you put 0, you will not get indeterminate. Here we don't have x square. So when I take x square common, it will become denominator. Take reciprocal. I told you tends to is like is equal to, and convert the problem to this format and solve. So in the place of x, if you put infinity, you will get infinity by infinity. If x is tending to 0, 5x also tends to 0. I told you. Welcome to the session, dear students. In my last class, I taught you the basic problems and limits, and we have learned two theorems also. So now we'll go ahead with the problems and limits. Evaluate the following limits. The first problem, limit theta tends to 0 sin theta degree divided by theta. The first question, limit theta is tending to 0, and in spite of theta in radian, they give theta degree divided by theta. See, first you have to convert degree to radian. So you should know the relation. Theta degree is pi by 180 times theta radians. So theta degree is what? Pi by 180 theta radians. So first we need to convert it into radians. So I'll write this as limit theta tends to 0 sin theta degree. What is theta degree? Theta degree is pi by 180 times theta divided by theta. So now the problem is in the form limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta, and here we have constant. So you know theorem, we have learned theorem. In the theorem we have learned that limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta is what? 1. The meaning of this is simple and interesting. This and this 3 should be same, then answer is 1. So inside sign whatever we have should be the denominator. So inside sign we have pi by 180. So divide and multiply by pi by 180. Here we have pi by 180. So I will write pi by 180 into pi by 180. I am dividing and multiplying by what? Pi by 180. Now this pi by 180 whatever I wrote here is constant. Take it out. If you take it out, pi by 180 is out, and what is left out? Limit theta tends to 0. Remaining thing, that is sine of pi by 180 theta by pi by 180 theta. So now observe, this is in the form sin theta by theta. Inside sine and denominator both are same, and if theta is tending to 0, you can multiply pi by 180 on both sides. See, tends to is like is equals to. We have theta is tending to 0. Multiply pi by 180 on both sides. So it will become pi by 180 times theta tends to pi by 180 times 0. That is pi by 180 times theta tends to anything into 0 is 0. So in spite of theta tends to 0, I can directly write pi by 180 theta tends to what? 0. Now you can see inside sign, denominator, and this all three are same. Now it is in the form limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta. Answer is what? 1. So finally I'll write the answer here. Pi by 180 already we have taken out, that is constant here. And now you can observe this limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta. Limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta is what? 1. So answer is pi by 180 into 1. Answer is pi by 180. After you apply limit, here only I'll write pi by 180 into this whole part. After you apply limit, it will become 1. So pi by 180 into 1 is what? Pi by 180. We reduced it into this form. So theta degrees was given. You write degrees as what? Pi by 180 theta. When you see the quotient of theta is pi by 180, divide and multiply by pi by 180. Here pi by 180, here pi by 180. I am dividing and multiplying by pi by 180. Then this pi by 180 is constant. We have property of limit. According to the property of limit, if you have constant into function, you can take the constant outside, take pi by 180 outside, and apply limit for remaining part. Limit theta tends to 0, remaining part sin pi by 180 by pi by 180 theta. And if theta is tending to 0, pi by 180 theta also tends to 0. I told you. So multiply pi by 180 on both sides. If theta is tending to 0, pi by 180 theta tends to pi by 180 times 0. Pi by 180 times 0 is 0. So now we got the answer. Answer is pi by 180. I've done this problem and we got answer also for this problem. What is the answer? Pi by 180 is the answer. Now we'll go to the next problem. Limit x tends to 0, ax plus x cos x by b sin x. Now in the place of x, if you put 0, a into 0 is 0, 0 into anything is 0, it will become 0 by 0. So first we need to simplify this. Question 2, limit x is tending to 0 and we have ax plus x times cos x divided by b sin x we have. So now in the place of x tends to 0 means in the place of x put 0, a into 0 is 0, 0 into anything is 0, numerator 0 plus 0 becomes 0, and if I put directly in the place of x, if you put 0, a into 0 plus 0 into cos 0 by b sin 0. So now 0 into anything is 0 plus 0 into anything is 0 by 0. So it becomes 0 by 0, you know 0 by 0 is a mathematical indeterminate, we should not get this form. So you have to simplify. We learned in the basic limits, when you apply limit you should not get 0 by 0. If you get 0 by 0, simplify. So in numerator I will take x common. So limit x tends to 0, I will take x common. If I take x common, I will be left out with a plus cos x divided by b sin x. Now I will group them. I will rewrite it as limit x tends to 0, a plus cos x into x we have. This x I will write it in denominator, b let it be, I will write sin x by x. Can I write? So 1 by x is x. In spite of x in numerator, I will write it as denominator of denominator. Now I have this part. Now you know that if you have limit of numerator by denominator, you can apply limit separately for numerator, you can apply limit separately for denominator. So now I will apply limit separately for numerator. Limit x is tending to 0, numerator. What is numerator? A plus cos x divided by, I will apply limit separately for denominator. Observe all of you, a plus cos x I wrote as it is. X is here, I will write it as denominator of denominator. B sin x by x I will write. Now we have numerator by denominator. We have a property. If you have limit x tends to a f of x by g of x, then you can apply limit for numerator f of x, then for denominator g of x. So now I will do the same. I will apply limit x tends to 0 for numerator, that is a plus cos x divided by, I will apply for denominator, limit x tends to 0, b sin x by x. Now numerator, in the place of x put 0. What is meant by limit x tends to 0? In the place of x put 0. If you do that, a plus cos 0. In denominator, b is a constant, you know, if there is a constant you can take it out. Then apply limit for this. So then it becomes limit x tends to 0 sin x by x. Limit theta tends to 0 sin theta by theta is 1. Like that, if you apply limit x tends to 0 sin x by x. Now next step, a plus, what is cos 0? Cos 0 is 1 divided by b into sin x tends, limit x tends to 0 sin x by x is what? 1. So final answer is a plus 1 by b. This is the answer. What is the answer? A plus 1 by b. Interesting and simple. First they told limit x tends to 0, ax plus x cos x by b sin x is the given question. Directly in the place of x, if you put 0, you are getting 0 by 0. So you have to simplify. How to simplify? In these two I observed x is common, take x out. If you take x out, what is left out? A plus b cos x, and this x is in numerator. I can write it as denominator of denominator. This x I can write it in denominator of denominator. So b sin x by x I wrote. This, in spite of writing x in numerator, I can write it as denominator of denominator. Now we have numerator by denominator. So you know a property. If you have problem in the form limit x tends to a f of x by g of x, then you can apply limit separately for numerator and you can apply limit separately for denominator. So apply limit for numerator by apply limit for denominator, you will get a plus 1 by b. So that's it. So now we have done the second problem also. And the answer is exactly a plus 1 by b. Now we will go to the next question. X limit, evaluate the following limit. Limit x tends to 0, cos square x by 1 minus sin x. Third question. Limit x is tending to what? 0, and we have cos square x divided by 1 minus sin x. See, suppose in the place of x if I put 0, here it will be 0. You know cos 0 is 1 divided by 1 minus sin 0 is. So in the place of x I will put 1 and I will try. I will get cos square 0 divided by 1 minus sine 0. No simplification. Cos 0, all of you know what is cos 0? 1. Cos 0 is 1, square divided by 1 minus sine 0 is 0. So I'll get 1 by 1. 1 by 1 is 1. We can get the answer. No simplification is required. So x is tending to 0. In the place of x, if you put 0, you will not get indeterminate. You will get a finite value. We got it. So now we are done. Next we have limit x tends to 0, e power 5x minus 1 by x. So now observe. We have done this problem. Now we'll go to the fourth one. For fourth one, remember the important result. Limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 divided by x if it is. In the place of x, if you put 0, you'll get indeterminate. But this is a theorem and we don't have proof in our syllabus. We have done two theorems proof. One is limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta is equal to 1. And then limit x tends to a, x power n minus a power n by x minus a is n into a power n minus 1. All those things we have done. Now we have this property. Limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 by x in mathematics is 1. Observation is simple. This and this, three things should be same. E power whatever we have and denominator and these three things should match. Then it is 1. Like we have learnt, limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta. What is limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta? It is 1. Means this and this, if they are same, answer is 1. Like that, this power, denominator and this, if they are same, answer is what? 1. So memorize the formula. What is the formula? What is the formula? Let me repeat. Limit x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 divided by x in maths is 1. Means the power of e and denominator and these three things should match, then it is 0. Now we'll go to the fourth problem. We'll reduce the problem to standard form. The fourth problem they gave is limit x is tending to 0 and the problem is e power 5x minus 1 divided by x. Suppose in the place of x if you put 0, suppose in the place of x if you put 0, it will become e power 5 times 0 minus 1 divided by 0. It will become e power 0 minus 1 by 0. Anything power 0 is 1 minus 1 by 0. It will become 0 by 0. So whenever you apply limit, you should not get 0 by 0. It's a mathematical indeterminate. So we have to reduce it. What is the power of e? E power alone is there. We have 5x. So I'll make this also 5x. Divide and multiply by 5. So I'll write limit x tends to 0. After observing in the power we have 5x. So minus 1. Here we have x. I'll divide and multiply by 5 into 5 by 5. If I cancel 5, it will be same. I'm introducing 5. So multiply 5 or divide and multiply by 5. Or we say multiply numerator and denominator by 5. Now this 5 is constant. We have a property. If you have constant into function, you can take the constant outside. So now 5 is constant, take it out. Apply limit for the function. Limit x is tending to 0, e power 5x minus 1 divided by 5x. You can see this power and denominator both are same. If x is tending to 0, 5x also tends to 0. I told you. So we will read this as what? X tends to 0. Multiply 5 on both sides. If you multiply 5 on both sides, 5 tends to 5 times 0. What is 5 times 0? 0. If x tends to 0, 5x tends to what? 0. So in spite of x tends to 0, I can write 5 into limit. If x is tending to 0, 5x also tends to what? 0. And e power 5x minus 1 by 5x. Now if you observe, answer is 5 into, now limit 5x tends to 0, e power 5x by 5x becomes what? 5 into what? 1. So answer is 5 into 1. 5 into 1 is what? 5. For second question, we got the answer as what? 5. I hope all of you understood. So we have limit x 5x tends to 0, e power 5x minus 1 by 5x. So if these three are same, this and power and this, answer is what? 1. This whole thing becomes 1, but outside we have 5. 5 into 1 is 5. Next. So now we have fifth problem, limit x tends to 0, 1 plus 3x power 1 by x. In order to solve these kind of problems, listen, we have to know another important format. Limit x tends to 0, if you have 1 plus x power 1 by x, this is e. What is the value of this? E means this value should be x and this value should be x. This value and this value and this value should match. First become thorough with this. Limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x and power reciprocal. Answer is e. Now I'll take the problem and we'll simplify. Limit x tends to 0. 1 plus 3x is there, power 1 by x is there. See, now you know if x is, see, our target is to make this and this same. So here we have 3x, 1 plus 3x. So numerator, can I write the power as, can I introduce 3? 1 plus 3x, I'll take 3 by x whole power. I need, see, in this place I need 3. So we had just 1 by x, but I need 3. So divide and multiply by 3. Can I do this? 1 by x ittu, this 1 by x I am writing 3 into 1 by 3 into x. If I am dividing and multiplying by 3, and this 3 I will take it up. Limit, you know, if x is tending to 0, 3x tends to 3 times 0, that is also 0. 1 plus 3x power, I will write 1 by 3x as it is, and whole cube. Whole cube. So law of indices, all of you know a power m whole power n is a power m whole power n is a power m into n, or if you have m into n, you can take it up. We had 1 by 3x into 3 we had. So this we have a power like this. So I will write it as what? A power 1 by 3x power 3. So now 1 by 3x I am retaining, and this 3 I am taking it as power. Now you know limit for this is e. So we have a formula. If this part and this part and this part are same, answer is e, but we have cube. So see, for the base if you apply limit, it will become e, and power is what? 3. Answer is e cube. E cube is the answer for fifth one. Same way we have n tends to infinity. Take reciprocal. I told you tends to is like is equal to, and convert the problem to this format and solve. We will solve the sixth problem. So n is tending to infinity. Take reciprocal. 1 by n tends to 1 by infinity. In maths 1 by infinity is 0. So if 1 by n tends to 0, and let 1 by n, you assume it as x. So now the given problem, sixth one, I can take limit n tends to infinity means 1 by n tends to 1 by infinity, and 1 plus 2 into 1 by n, power we have n. So I'll replace, in spite of 1 by n, I'll take x. X tends to what? 1 by infinity is what? 0. Let us assume 1 by n is equal to x you take. Now 1 plus 2, 1 by n is what? X power. If see, we are assuming 1 by n is x, that implies n is what? 1 by x. Power will become 1 by x. Now you can observe this problem resembles the fifth problem. I converted the problem. I am assuming 1 by n as x. Take 1 by n as x, n becomes 1 by n. Now substitute it. Now the given problem is limit x tends to 0. We have 1 plus 2x. So in the power 2 is missing. We have 1 by x. So divide and multiply by 2 I will do. So I will write like this. Then further if I can write it as limit 2x tends to 2 times 0 is 0. 1 plus 2x power, I will write 1 by 2x whole power 2. Now for the internal term, if you apply limit, it will become e, and power we have 2. E square is the answer. For the first one we will get e cube, second one we will get e square, sixth one we will convert it into the form of this. How to convert is simple. If n is tending to infinity, take reciprocal on both sides. 1 by n tends to 1 by infinity. 1 by n tends to 1 by infinity in maths is any number by infinity is 0. So 1 by n tends to 0, and assume 1 by n as x. So 1 by n you take it as x and rearrange, or you can use other format also. Next, limit x tends to 0, 3 by x log of 1 plus x they are asking you. Simple. You should know one more interesting fact, that is limit if x is tending to 0, you know log 1 is 0. So if x is tending to 0, if you directly in the place of x if you put 0, you will get 0 by 0. So again we have to learn one more theorem, that is limit x tends to 0, log of 1 plus x divided by x is log base EE, that is 1. Limit x tends to 0, log of 1 plus x by x value is what? 1. Now limit, they give x is tending to what? 0, 3 times. Can I write the given problem as 1 plus log x by x? And you know 3 is constant, take 3 outside. If you take 3 outside, we are left out with limit x tends to 0, log of 1 plus x divided by x. Now apply limit. Now it is in standard form. Answer for this is what? 1 by theorem. And by theorem, so remember this theorem, limit x tends to 0, log of 1 plus x by x is what? 1. So I substituted, I will get the answer. Now next, interesting, 8th one, limit x is tending to infinity. When x is going towards infinity, how to apply? So in the place of x, if you put infinity, you will get infinity by infinity. First you should know the basics of infinity, then I will teach you how to solve this problem. Now coming to this, number by infinity is 0, infinity by number is 0, but infinity by infinity is indeterminate. This is what? Indeterminate. Indeterminate means what? You should not get this form. Whenever you apply limit, you should not get this form. But the basic, I told you, number by infinity is 0, or infinity by number is infinity. Remember, number by infinity is 0. For suppose if I get 2 by infinity, it is what? 0. If I get infinity by 2, it is what? 0. Now 8th problem is pretty interesting. I will give the shortcut also for that. So now let me solve the 8th problem. So 3x square minus 4x plus 5, 2x square plus 5x minus 1, and x is tending to infinity. See, degree of numerator is 2. Degree of denominator is also 2. Degree means what? Highest power. If both are having same degree, answer is ratio of quotients. So quotient of this is 3, quotient of this 3 by 2. That is shortcut to verify your answer. But what is the regular method? Regular method, let me solve. Limit x is tending to infinity means in the place of x you should put infinity. If you put infinity, it will become infinity by infinity. We should not get infinity by infinity. So that's why we need to simplify this. First we need to what? Simplify this. So now what we'll do is, in the numerator, highest degree term we'll take out. So then limit x tends to infinity. I'll take x square common. If I take x square common, I'll get 3 minus 4 by x plus 5 by x square. Here we don't have x square, so when I take x square common, it will become denominator. Similarly, in denominator also you take x square common. If you do that, this will become 2 plus 5 by x minus 1 by x square. Now x square cancels. In the place of x, put infinity. So 3 minus 4 by infinity plus 5 by infinity square. Denominator 2 plus 5 by infinity minus 1 by infinity square. Further 3 minus 0 plus 0 divided by 2 plus 0 minus 0. So finally you will get 3 by 2. You know number by infinity is 0. Number by infinity value is how much? 0. This is a basic you should know. Here we have 4 by infinity. What is 4 by infinity? 0. 5 by infinity square 0. So like that if you do, you will get it. So now I have done different types of problems. Let me summarize. We use the theorem limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta format I used, and whenever you get this, answer is 1. The logic I told you, this part and this part should be same. Inside sign whatever is present, you make denominator and this two same, then it will become 1. And then we have used some special limits, that is use limit x tends to 0. If you have a problem of the form e power x minus 1 by x, answer is 1. Means again this part and this part and this part, if they are same, answer is 1. And one more interesting theorem we used in today's class, that is limit x tends to 0, log of 1 plus x by x is again 1. So 3 important results which gives you RHS as 1. So we don't apply limit directly, we simplify, and then we use another interesting format, that is limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x power 1 by x is 1 x power 0, this gives you e. So these are the formats we have learned. And when this is e, if you have any power as constant, so again we have another format, limit x tends to 0, 1 plus x power 1 by x whole power constant, if your answer is e power k. This is what we used. In today's class I have done problems based on all these theorems. In my next class we will go to the simple and direct problems and we will conclude limits. After limits we have continuity. Today 8 different problems we have done, and every problem we have to use theorem. One problem follows this, limit theta tends to 0, sin theta by theta. One logic is inside sin, denominator, this 3, if they are same, answer is 1 by theorem. And we use this theorem. This theorem, e x tends to 0, e power x minus 1 by x, answer is 1. We don't have proof for this theorem, but this is important. Similarly, we have another, log of 1 plus x by x, answer is what? 1, like that. So now I wrote all the theorems on the board. Please copy them and become thorough. And I'll see you in my next session with some more problems of limits. Thanks for attending. Thank you.